Well, I'm having a look at the Hawks and their ball movement has changed. Their profile is... I think the first year you do something different or you're adventurous with, you can get away with a little bit. You're a shock to most of the competition. You don't get a lot of planning done on you.
Ambush.
And you can ambush, particularly through, when they turned at 0-5 and got rolling, I don't think there was a lot of time necessarily put into how they were playing with a long-range view. They make finals and then all of a sudden things change. So I'm looking at their model now and saying, OK, pressure's back on Sam Mitchell now. I think it's almost requiring some alteration and some change this early in the season because the opposition know exactly what they're going to do. So if you look at this year, 13th at turning a possession into a score. Last year, only Brisbane were better. So this is what we're talking about. So everyone, I think the eye can lie with these guys. You look at them and think, oh, they're playing the beautiful game. We haven't really seen that. As much as we're trying to get the Wizard involved and Ginnivan and these guys, we haven't really seen that. So that's a massive issue for them. And then I look at what the opposition have sort of taken off them. It's their handball game, their mark play-on game, their ability to run, overlap, create, excite, explode. It's not there at the moment. Look at those numbers. Play-ons, 11th, first last year down to 11th. Handballs, they're rewarding the runner, turning up, numbers, swarming, out and gone, the excitement. It's just totally different at the moment. So is it them or is it what the opposition are doing to them? I think either way you have to make change.
Yeah, I think you do. And I think it's a bit of both. Opposition are now putting some work into them. They've probably, as you said, been caught out a little bit on how they want to play. I think everyone's gone to work a little bit on them.
Yeah.
It's amazing, isn't it, though, but sometimes the perception is the reality. The more people talk about the hock ball and how well it is, the more people just believe it until you actually dive into it. And teams are aware of it, that they're not moving the ball as freely as they were.
Well, this is what it looks like. And again, I think they're forcing it a little bit at the moment too. Like when the eyes lift and look inboard and you're thinking, OK, where are they going? Port Adelaide know where they want to go. They're taking off that short, sharp 45-degree 20-metre kick and forced them long down the line. Now, last year, with the long down the line play, they were terrific. They were the next to score the most in the competition with long down the line ball. And now they're 14th in the competition in terms of being next to score after going long down the line. So it's become the simple answer. Take away this short, lateral, diagonal play early and get them to go long down. They don't have a contested marker. Marby or Chol, if this is his role in the team, well, he's not performing that function. They're basically relying on Sicily to come all the way. He might as well stay forward, and we'll get to that later on, but I just think his eyes straight away back in the middle. Porter already there. So if this is the only way you can get through and score, then you're in real trouble. You've got to look at it straight away. Are they too tall down back? Do they have enough run? I mean, Weddle's are tall, but he can seriously move. And then you start really searching and reaching for things. Like there's the obvious lateral, just went out bottom right of screen, and they're just trying to force the issue now. So and their skills haven't matched what we've seen in 2024. So I think there are challenges right before them. They're nowhere near the product they were last year. So it's back to square one for me. And I think this is a real challenge now for the coaching department.
Yeah, and the other part that happens, Dicko, is that teams now work out that when you move the ball into your own forward line, if you go too quick, they can bounce out. That's when the Hawks were at their best, when they bounced and went. So teams are being a bit more measured in their ball movement towards Hawthorn, so that if they do turn it over, they're in a much better shape to defend. They're not allowing that bounce and rebound game to start it. And I think Hawthorn are having trouble trying to find their other weapon, their other plan to get through it.
Yeah, so post-bye last year, 4th at moving the ball and 4th at getting a return once you go inside 50. This year, it's 15th and 12th. So it's completely flipped. So you've got to work out which way they go. Do they defend harder and just absolutely shore up behind the footy and make sure you stay in games? Or do you try a different method? Or do you go back to a little bit wider for the next few weeks just to recalibrate? Who knows? We'll wait and see what Sam does.
Yeah, and what you're showing there is obviously that first possession. They want that inside. They didn't get the inside. There was no other plan B. But then you get Kelsey back in a couple of weeks, and as you said, no representation from forward. You've got no day for 16 weeks. So you've got a lot of things to think about on how you want to play.
And I think it challenges selection. I'm not convinced Marby or Chol can be in this team if you can't contested mark long down the line or absolutely bring the ball to ground 80% of the time. So there are challenges before Sam Mitchell.
Well, he picks and chooses when he wants to play Marby, and when push comes to shove and there is selection, pressure, I know who's going to fall out of that one.
Oh, well, I'm thinking that Sicily has to play forward. And I know we just touched on the Hawks and we talked about, their ability to win contests in the air forward of the ball. When he is forward, they are a different product. And I know it's a break glass in case of emergency move, but I think you're at that stage in your season. So it's not necessarily a dire situation. But have a look at it. Let's have a look at him in the forward line. Kel Shadir to come back. We've got obviously Lewis, who's in the wings. That's his ball use down back. So this is the real issue for me, is that he's not getting it done down back. He might be winning it back for you on occasion. I know a lot of vision was shown on the weekend of him just trailing off and letting Sam Powell-Pepper do his own thing and zoning off. But if he's not using the ball like he can, and he's a star by foot, well, why not throw him forward and try and break the shackles and just give him an opportunity to kick a few goals up forward? Because when he is forward, and this doesn't look like a great margin. It's basically 2 goals a game when he's in the forward line as opposed to not. It's a small margin industry. You can do a lot of things to try and find 2 goals across the whole profile of your organisation. So I think it's a no-brainer to have a look at him down there. And even if he is with some of the others that we're losing a bit of faith in, he can instruct, he can guide them and challenge them to get busy and get moving. I mean, he nearly won that final for them last year, Joey. We've seen him do it really effectively. If you need him, you can always throw him back. Yeah. This is the thing that it's back to go forward at the moment. Why not have a look at forward to go back if needed?
Yeah, I like it. And Joey, you touched on it early in the season. Was it by design they play in the smaller forwards? I thought with Barras and Battle to come in, I thought he was immoral to start forward, like you're saying, and then go back, break glass if you need to.
Well, the small ball only works if you've got your ball movement going, and you can utilise it. Now that their ball movement has been stifled, maybe they do need to look at something different with their forward mix.
If you look at the one-on-ones, the AFL average is winning 1 in every 4. He's their number 1 for the Hawks. He wins 1 in every 3. The rest are 1 or 4 or poorer. So it's an obvious move that I'm sure Sam will look at in the next few weeks.
What about Sicily? Can you play as 3 talls with him in there, or do you play 2 talls?
He's a star. He could play all roles for you, no matter whether he's the P or not. But I just think you have to look at something different now. While you've got plenty of opportunity, long run into the back half of the season, let's have a look.